You think you're eating healthy, but these 10 foods are destroying your metabolism. I'm gonna show you the worst offenders and exactly what to eat instead. You see, the food industry has convinced you that certain foods are healthy when they're actually inflammatory, blood sugar spiking, and metabolism destroying. Let's go through the worst ones, and I'll give you better swaps. And stick around to the end for my favorite meal ideas to burn fat and shut down inflammation. You're gonna love those secret meal recipe ideas. So food number one, table salt. Commercial table salt is nothing like the natural salts our bodies have been getting for thousands of years. It's chemically synthesized sodium chloride with nasty additives that prevent clumping. Plus, it often contains aluminum and fluoride. So instead, swap to natural salts from cleaner sources. I love Redmond's Real Salt or Celtic Gray Sea Salt. The coloration in these salts is an indication of their mineral content. Over 80 different trace minerals that your nervous system needs to work properly. You can use those good salts in generous amounts on your food, but it's not just your salt that's the problem. Food number two is vegetable oils. These are really hard to avoid. Consuming highly processed vegetable oils contributes to disease in two ways. They're very high in omega-6 fats, while also being highly damaged during the processing. So they become damaged and they go rancid. That leaves you with elevated inflammation and subpar building materials for your brain and nervous system. Now, the culprits you need to avoid are corn oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, canola oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, rice bran oil, and grapeseed oil. You want to avoid all those. Be careful. Many restaurants cook with these and call them olive oil when they're really 50% or more corn or canola oil. So you may even ask the waiter, is this real olive oil? And they may tell you it's real olive oil, but I guarantee you, most restaurants, it's probably laced with one of these seed oils. What you can do is tell them, hey, I have a sensitivity to seed oils. I don't want to get sick. And then they'll go back and they'll check. Or better yet, just bring your own olive oil or butter, have them cook in something like grass-fed butter, and bring your own olive oil. Make sure you're reading labels closely. If you see any of those toxic seed oils listed, that product is out. Instead, replace it with organic virgin coconut oil for cooking up to 350 degrees. Also, you can use grass-fed butter, grass-fed ghee, beef tallow, or duck fat for cooking. For salad dressings and dips, my favorite is high polyphenol extra virgin olive oil. I love that. It's also really rich in oleocanthols as well as hydroxytyrosols that really shut down inflammation in your body. So that's really good. A lot of people like to use avocado oil, not as high in antioxidants, but it's not a seed oil, so it's still okay. I just don't recommend it. Let's transition because there's a food marketed as healthy that actually is destroying your gut. Most soy products. You may have heard that soy was healthy, but this is why you don't want it in your diet. Soy has high amounts of phytic acids and lectins. Phytic acid binds up minerals, lowering the nutrition you absorb. Lectins damage the lining of your gut. Also, soy oftentimes has GMOs. It's oftentimes genetically modified, is high in the herbicide glyphosate that damages the gut and is really toxic. So it's really important to know the vast majority of soy that's out there on the market, it's GMO, and it contains high amounts of this glyphosate. Again, glyphosate destroys gut health while draining vital nutrients. Also, soy is high in hormones. It has mild estrogenic effects. It has phytoestrogens that may be harmful if you already have a sex hormone imbalance. For men, it can lower your testosterone levels. That's not good, especially for fat burning. Watch for soy protein isolate. It's a very concentrated form with exaggerated health effects. Instead, swap to fermented soy if you have to have it. Things like organic miso, natto, and tempeh. Always get organic soy if you're gonna use soy and get it fermented. That fermentation deactivates most of the phytic acids and the lectins, so it becomes less inflammatory for your body. So what are some better options? Instead of using soy sauce, use something called coconut aminos, which you can find at a health food store or health food section of your main grocery store. You can also find it online. Instead of soy protein, use bone broth protein or a clean vegan protein like pea protein. Instead of a soy-based meat, use grass-fed beef. So there's a lot of different soy-based plant meat alternatives. Definitely avoid those. You see, most people think buying the leanest meat is healthiest, But the truth is, most meat produced today is just unacceptable. You want to avoid highly processed meats like deli meats, cured meats, and any meat from poor living conditions. Unless the package states it's organic and ideally pasture raised, steer clear. You want meat from animals raised humanely in pastures, fed the diet they're meant to eat. For beef and lamb, that should be grass. For poultry, it should be bugs, seeds, berries, things they'd forage naturally. They're just more nutritious. They contain a favorable omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, less antibiotics, less hormones, less glyphosate, pesticides, and herbicides. One really good strategy is find a health center grocer, butcher, or online source like US Wellness Meats or Butcher Box or something along those lines. Grass-fed meat has higher levels of omega-3s, conjugated linoleic acid, and important vitamins. You can also find a local farmer and buy half of a cow that was raised the right way. A lot of people are doing that, and that's a great approach to getting really good meat for a lower cost. When you buy in bulk like that, you tend to get your meat, you get all different slices, and you get it much less than what you would buy it for in a grocery store. Next up is something sitting in your pantry right now: microwaved popcorn. This is bad for multiple reasons. It's typically from GMO corn that contain glyphosate. Many brands also use an artificial flavoring called diacetyl as a butter alternative. This has been linked to respiratory disorders, and corn is a common food sensitivity that causes gut inflammation. If you must have popcorn, you want to use air popped without any added fat, or if it's going to have fat, have it with coconut oil. Toss it with grass-fed butter. Beef tallow works well on popcorn as well, and put a high-quality sea salt on it. Even better, sprouted pumpkin seeds. They're super nutrient dense, they taste great, and they're a really good source of zinc and healthy fats. They're nutrient dense and they're blood sugar friendly. Now, what about the vegetables you're eating? And that takes us to food number 6, non-organic produce. You need to avoid glyphosate and pesticides as much as possible. These are toxic to the human body. They're leaching minerals and damaging your gut lining. Glyphosate consumption has been linked to many forms of cancer and neurodegenerative diseases. So either go all organic or do what I mostly do, which is follow the Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen guidelines. Buy organic for the Dirty Dozen, while the Clean 15 are relatively safe to purchase conventionally. And the way that you can understand this is anything that you're going to eat the outer layer of, most likely is going to be sprayed with pesticides and herbicides, okay? And those are things you would definitely want to buy organic. That's going to be things like strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, cherries, peaches, pears, bell peppers, celeries, tomatoes. All of those you want to try to get organic. Now, Clean 15, that's going to tend to be things that you're peeling the outer layer. Things like avocados, sweet corn, pineapples, onions, papayas, frozen sweet peas, eggplant, asparagus, broccoli, cabbage, kiwi, cauliflower, mushrooms, honeydew, cantaloupe. All those things tend to be low concentration of pesticides and herbicides, and so they're safer to get non-organic. Now here's something you probably think is a healthy choice, and that is artificial sweeteners. Things like aspartame, aspartame potassium, MSG, and sucralose, which we find in Splenda, they make food taste amazing without adding salt or sugar, and they're marketed as being really healthy. They're in diet drinks. There's a major downside to these. These compounds have neurotoxic effect on the brain, and they break down into nasty chemicals once digested. The constituents of aspartame have been shown to increase the chances of mood disorders. They overstimulate neuronal cells in the brain and increase the chances of brain-related cancers. Instead, swap to natural sweeteners. If you want 0 calories and 0 blood sugar impact, use stevia, monk fruit, or allulose. Other healthier options are going to be things like organic coconut palm sugar or organic raw honey. While these will still create a rise in blood sugar, they have a relatively low glycemic index, and they have other nutrients involved with them as well, but use only on occasion. Now, the next food we're going to talk about is marketed as heart healthy, and that is margarine. In fact, there's one that's called "I can't believe it's not butter" because it tastes so much like butter, but it's full of hydrogenated vegetable or seed oils. And most people think margarine is healthy because it's one of the most deceptive products to ever hit grocery shelves. It's marketed as heart healthy because it contains quote unquote vegetable oils and doesn't contain saturated fat or cholesterol. But the truth is, margarine is a toxic mixture of inflammatory GMO oils and artificial additives. It increases your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in the wrong direction and provides 0 of the healthy fats your brain needs. and it's full of trans fats, which drive up inflammation and contribute to insulin resistance and trouble burning fat for fuel. So instead, you want to swap to grass-fed butter. You see, butter from grass-fed cows is naturally high in omega-3 fatty acids, important saturated fats, and dietary cholesterol that are key for brain health and the formation of sex hormones. Other great options would be organic coconut oil, organic high polyphenol extra virgin olive oil, or animal fats like beef tallow and duck fat, omega-3 rich fish oil, or avocado oil. General rule, you want fats that are solid at room temperature. Those are suitable for cooking. So that's going to be beef tallow, that's going to be coconut oil, butter. The ones that are liquid at room temperature, like olive oil, for example, better as dressings. And here's a common food that most people think is healthy: canned tomatoes. Yeah, I'm sorry, but chemicals from plastics as well as from the aluminum are a disaster to healthy hormone balance. Frequent exposure to chemicals leached from plastics or aluminum causes an elevation in estrogen with many negative health effects. One major offender is BPA. BPA is often used in canned goods to protect the inside of the can from deteriorating. Combining a BPA lining with an acidic food like tomatoes or, let's say, lemon juice or something like that causes large amounts of BPA to leach out. This means canned tomatoes expose your body to a massive amount of BPA. Plus, aluminum cans contain aluminum, which leaches out with acidic substances. Aluminum is highly toxic and especially detrimental to brain health. In fact, we actually find aluminum in high amounts in the brain in individuals that have Alzheimer's disease. So guys, time to get off the canned tomatoes and swap to fresh, organic tomatoes from your local health food store or farmer's market. You can also get tomato sauces and diced tomatoes in glass jars. Glass doesn't have chemicals that leach into the tomatoes. Many brands offer tomatoes and tomato sauces in glass jars now, so you can get those. And now this final food is one of the most common sources of calories in our society. That is wheat products, and modern wheat is highly processed, often contains glyphosate, and has been hybridized to contain much higher levels of gluten and inflammatory compounds than ancient varieties of wheat. Wheat is also high in phytic acid, which binds minerals and spikes blood sugar dramatically. For many people, it causes gut inflammation, brain fog, and contributes to autoimmune conditions. Instead, swap to sourdough bread made from organic ancient grains. The fermentation process in sourdough breaks down much of the gluten and phytic acid, making it easier to digest and absorb nutrients. The natural bacteria in sourdough also support gut health. And there's postbiotics. These are compounds that are produced from the healthy bacteria. Those postbiotics will survive even high heat because they're not like a living organism. They're a compound that actually speaks directly with our gut lining, the mitochondria in our gut lining, and strengthens the gut lining. When we're talking about postbiotics, we're talking about things like butyric acid, for example, that has such a beneficial effect on gut health. So sourdough can be great, but look for true sourdough that's been fermented for at least 12 to 24 hours, not the quick commercial versions with added yeast. Now, let me show you my favorite meals that burn fat and shut down inflammation. Here are my go-to meals that combine all these healthy swaps into delicious metabolism-boosting dishes. Meal number one is wild-caught salmon fillet cooked in grass-fed butter, served with arugula, tomatoes, cucumber, and olives. Then I dress it with fresh lemon juice. I get the lemon juice in a glass jar, so no BPA leaching. I use extra virgin high polyphenol olive oil in a dark glass jar that preserves the polyphenols and there's no BPA leaching in. I use Redmond's real salt or Celtic sea salt, one of those really good mineral-rich salts, and Mediterranean herbs, things like basil, oregano, thyme, rosemary. These herbs are amazing for your body. They smell good. They activate your digestive juices so you digest your food more effectively. They're anti-inflammatory, and they help get rid of parasites and bad bacteria out of your gut. So really good stuff. Now, salmon provides omega-3s and protein. Grass-fed butter adds fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K, as well as choline, great for liver function and brain function. The vegetables provide antioxidants and fiber. The olive oil and lemon support detoxification. So that's a phenomenal meal that tastes great. Now, meal number two, grass-fed beef with a Mediterranean salad and baked sweet potato topped with grass-fed butter, cinnamon, and real salt. What's in the Mediterranean salad? I do diced cucumbers, tomatoes, high polyphenol, extra virgin olive oil, lemon juice. I put a good feta cheese in there as well. I use salt, typically use like a garlic salt combo. So I get the garlic in there as well as all the minerals from the salt, and that works great. Now, grass-fed beef provides conjugated linoleic acid, one of the best metabolism boosting fatty acids out there, as well as omega-3s and complete high quality protein. Grass-fed beef also has carnitine and carnosine, which turn on fat burning and strengthen our mitochondria. Sweet potato gives you resistant starch and carotenoid antioxidants, so great for gut health, but also great for your skin, your eyes, and your brain. The butter and cinnamon help stabilize your blood sugar. Butter also provides more fat-soluble nutrients as well. Now, let's talk about my favorite dessert. This is what I love to have as kind of a sweet-tasting, protein-rich dessert. Okay, that's very blood sugar stabilizing. I use unsweetened organic Greek yogurt, so no added sugar with it, with a scoop of stevia flavored collagen peptides. You can get these in vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, I mean almost any flavor you want. Stevia flavored collagen peptides, plus fresh berries. I love blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries. Now, why is this so good? Well, Greek yogurt provides probiotics, postbiotics that are so good for the gut, and high quality, easily absorbable protein that balances your blood sugar. Collagen supports your gut lining, so it helps strengthen your gut lining. It's great for your skin and your joints. Berries provide great flavor and polyphenol antioxidants, so good for your skin, your heart, your cardiovascular system, and your brain, and they don't spike your blood sugar. So it's an amazing dessert that you will really, really enjoy and very easy to make. Only takes about a minute to mix all that together and you've got this amazing meal. Every now and then I also like to use pomegranate seeds. Pomegranate seeds actually are rich in oleic acid, which is great for the gut. They also have anthocyanins that are great for your cardiovascular system. If you look at a pomegranate, it actually looks like a heart, right? If you cut it open, it has 4 chambers. And so pomegranate seeds are also really good in this yogurt dessert. And so there you have it, the 10 worst foods destroying your health and exactly what to swap them for. Remove these inflammatory foods and replace them with nutrient-dense alternatives. Your body will thank you. Start by picking one food from this list and swapping it out this week. Don't try to change everything at once. It can be a little overwhelming. Build momentum with one swap at a time. Focus on what you're adding in, not just what you're taking out, and it will make a huge difference in your life. Please share this video with somebody that you know and that you care about, and we'll see you in one of these future video trainings. Be blessed.